Hey guys, it's Sam. Today I'm going to come to you again with another planner update. It is currently the end of August 2021, and I thought that I knew what I was doing as far as planning for the rest of the year was going. I don't even know. This is what happens, I guess. I've really narrowed down that some things I can kind of put to the side if they annoy me about a planning system, but then as soon as I am struggling with anxiety, especially, whether that be like just the anxiety that I deal with on a daily basis, because I am a person who does suffer with like actual anxiety disorder, or anxiety about things that are going on in my personal life, or anxiety in this case with things that are going on in the world. I find that those things that I can kind of push aside, they become overwhelming and I no longer can deal with them. And it seems kind of silly, but like my planner is one of those things that I feel like I have control over in my life. And it's times like that in my personal life that is when I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I can't handle this anymore. And I seek to find something that has less cons than pros, if that makes any sense. So I had been using the Hobonichi weeks. This year has been a combination of personal rings, A6 rings, Hobonichi weeks, mostly for this year. I think I mentioned in my last video other things that I had kind of dabbled with. And I apologize, I have not gotten to all of the comments from that video. I have been trying to give myself grace with that. I believe I explained in the last video as well. My work life is just a little bit overwhelming at the moment, and it's not like in a horrible way, but I don't have like any downtime during the day. And so if I don't have time like to break from my work and do those kinds of things, I don't find myself coming home and rushing to respond to comments because I have a family who hasn't seen me all day. And so I will get back to each of them. It's just taking me a lot longer than usual to answer comments than I ever have before. But anyway, I think I mentioned in that video all of the things that I had been doing. So up until some point this week, I have been using the lovely Hobonichi weeks, and this is how it goes for me. I have a couple of covers that I absolutely love. I invested in a couple of Gillios as well, and things were for the most part going well. And now I'm like, I don't need all of these covers because I'm not going to be using this as my everyday carry. So I'm going to be parting with a couple of things. Yeah. I think that the Hobonichi weeks will stay around as some kind of like memory keeping system, at least for the remainder of this year. I'm trying to ignore all of the updates because September is like Hobonichi time, and I'm kind of trying to I'm trying to ignore those because I would like to get away from that planner for next year. And I know that some people are going to be disappointed in that, but I have to stay true to myself. So to get to what I am using now, this is a little planner that I showed you guys in that last video where I talked about the planners that I had loved and hated over the year so far. And I don't know. So when all this started, I believe at some point last week, I went from loving the Hobonichi weeks to just like, I can't take this paper one more day. Like feeling like I'm going to lose my mind. I don't like that I can't use every pen that I want, and it was just bothering me to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. I know that in the real world with real problems, that seems so minute, but I am no stranger to difficult life circumstances. I'm not saying that this is the biggest problem in the world. It's like I said earlier, it's a part of my life that I feel like I can control. So I decided to control it by deciding to leave the weeks. And so I set up my Filofax Malden, and I was feeling good about it. I love that I don't have to hand draw everything in that, and it makes me feel more organized. And then at the last second, I was just like, still too much. I sat up my beautiful planner with all of the trackers and all of this and my work schedule and my workout schedule and this, and this. And I was like, it's just overwhelming. And I was like, there has to be something else. And then I was like, well, what about that little planner that you have? So this is the Moleskine Weekly Pocket Planner. I know that not everybody says it that way. I don't care. That's how I want to say it. So that's what you're getting today. So this is the soft cover version. And I had looked at this planner months and months ago and was just like, I wonder if I could make that work. And then Planning Small on Instagram started sharing that planner, and I was like, make it work. So I went ahead and picked one up. The first contact page, I just have my name and phone number. So I tried to make it work, and then I was like, well, it doesn't fit this and it doesn't fit that, and on and on, and I decided not to. My husband was so intrigued with it that he actually had me order him one, and he started using it. The problem is my husband loses things really easily, and a little planner like this he just can't keep track of. He's since actually moved to a bullet journal, which seems to be going really, really well for him. I have not been able to make that work, but so I pulled this out. And I was like, maybe, just maybe, this could be enough. If you take away some of the things that you think are must-haves and really get down to what is a must-have. So this last week, I think, I back planned a little bit. So I sat down and really thought, what are the must-haves? What are you using that you have to have, and what are you just adding to the mix that is actually causing you to have more anxiety? So minimal. I definitely wanted to go with minimal. Like I said, I don't have a lot of free time. I have pressure to keep up with my trackers. When I'm really stressed and anxious, I start feeling bad about myself when I'm not checking off those boxes to say that I'm done. And so I'm like, okay, I need something more minimal. These trackers that I have are definitely not necessary, so I don't have to have them. The two things that I actually need in a planner are a place to put appointments, which this has enough room for, and a place to make a to-do list, which this has all the space that I need to do that. So this planner, the two things that I have to have, fits the bill. And I was like, okay, maybe this can work, because I felt like I kept building on the things that my planner had to be instead of just doing what was necessary. The other thing that was really bothering me about the Hobonichi weeks is that Tomoe River paper, which is beautiful with fountain pens, I know, and it's adored and loved, but I have such a hate-love relationship with it. I love gel pens. I do not like ballpoint pens, and I do not like the way my handwriting looks with a ballpoint pen. So already it's a problem. You know, I don't have the patience for the smearing and all of that. I do keep the blotting paper in to my pages, but I just honestly, even when you're like a person who struggles with anxiety and things, it's like every single thing that you have to add to a simple task, it just drains you of your energy. So just the mere fact of, okay, I'm journaling back here in my Hobonichi weeks, and then as soon as I'm finished with that, I need to slip the blotting paper here, and then I'm moving here to update my tracker, and then I'm gonna move the blotting paper from back here to over here, and then I'm gonna come up here so I can track my cycle, and oh, don't forget to move the blotting paper over there. It was just, it's dumb, I get, but it was too much for me. So the fact that this paper I can just write on and then close the book up, turn the page, whatever I need to do, already is something that relieves me of a level of stress. The other thing is, this is a low-cost planner and it's easy to find. So this cost about $20, I think, on Amazon. Free shipping. I'm a Prime member, got it really quickly. There was no long wait. You can find them in stores. You can find them, like I said, on Amazon. I'm sure you can find them pretty much anywhere. And if you don't have a shop that sells them, then Amazon is available to most people. This one, like I said, is the soft cover version. And if you don't want to put it in a cover that costs money, then you don't have to. It has this little strap in the back. You can close it up. I just think that this is a fabulous little book to carry around. I have not added a pen loop to this one because I have wanted to carry it in a leather cover. Otherwise, I have one of those from Amazon. I don't remember if it's a brand or an off brand. Where is it? 3M. It's just a little thing that I got off Amazon years ago. Probably when I was using a pocket Filofax Malden because of their horrific pen loops. And I have added them in the past to like little laminated pieces of something, punched holes in it, put it in the back of Filofax, and so there you have a pen loop, and you use the little elastic, and now you have a closed planner. $20, I don't know, maybe $5 for this thing, so $25, and you have everything you need to carry around. I think that this is especially good for people who are very, very minimal and who just don't want to spend any money on anything else. It works alone perfectly if you don't want to go and buy a cover of some kind, but it's fun to put it in covers as well. So for me, I have several pocket chic sparrows that I have collected over the years. Not as many as I used to have, but I still have kept my favorites. And I just love that even though I stopped using a pocket TN, that you can put this in the back and still be able to use the cover. It comes with the little pen loop. I can stick some papers in here and it works out fine for me. If you wanted to add something, I have like a crap ton of field notebooks that I have collected through the years as well. Oh, look here. This is from where I used to use a pocket TN. I do think that I would just prefer to use a one book, but you can add a little pocket notebook here as well. I also have one of those wallets like from Odd Girl Journals, and you can add that. Really, there are no limits. It's just whatever you choose to do. So you could just leave it the one book. You could have one book and a little notebook, a little wallet insert. I have those too. I think this might be from Amazon. So pop a little something in there and now you have your wallet and your book, and that will work fabulous as well. I have decided not to stress myself out about that decision. I figured that it would come organically. Either I'll choose to just use this as a planner, or I'll find that it's going to be more useful to use it as a planner and a wallet. I'm going to just let that happen on its own. But $25 if you don't want to have another cover over it, and boom, you have a planner. And this one in particular is the 18-month variety, so I spent $20 a month or so ago, and I won't have to spend any more money on my planner for another year. So that's nice. The only downside is these really don't have a lot of note taking capability in them in the back. So like collections and things for bullet journal fans, you're not going to get a lot of that in here. Your answer then would be to put a little field notes notebook in here, and that would fix it. Just grabbing a piece of paper like the ones I have tucked in here. You know, you can stick that in there, put a little washi tape, running to-do list, your shopping list, and then you toss it when you're done. Really, your shopping list isn't the thing that maybe is memorable for your week to look back at this little planner in the end anyway, unless it was like, you know, I don't know, like a wedding list, or you're having a baby to remember what you were purchasing that week, whatever. But otherwise, this has everything that I need. There are also some pages, I think, here in the front that I have said that I don't have use for. Somebody told me that you can print pages out to fill in here. I went to the website, the My Moleskine website, and I didn't find that. I can see myself plopping things down on these pages to use, I don't know, pictures here, something like that. So you have a few pages that you could kind of rig up and reuse so that you could get some extra stuff in here. But one of the things that I love about it is that you don't have to. It takes away some of the stress and anxiety of all of the tracking and keeping up with this. And am I on track? Am I on target? Am I doing the right thing? Am I remembering everything every day? And right now, at this very moment, I don't want those reminders. So I'm using this very, very minimally. So you have the little pages here. That's the year on 2 pages with some space here to jot things down. I'm using this year's I have some information here I don't want anybody to see, tracking my cycle, that sort of thing. And then the monthlies are really tiny, but even though I don't have a huge amount of space for these, I've been able to so far write everything that I want. And I don't overuse my monthlies anyway. And I always feel like it's a little bit of wasted space. So this works out just fine. And then you move into the extra stuff that I'm not going to use, and then you're into your weeks. And I just think it's a fabulous planner. I love writing on this paper. I love that the lines or grids are, you know, if that's what you do, because the Hobonichi is the grids. I love that I can write bigger. That's more comfortable for me. And the paper holds up really well. And I can just use my favorite pen. And I don't love writing with dark black ink usually, although I did backfill a week in with some dark ink here. But I mean, it doesn't bleed through, but it does shadow. I love writing with other colors of ink, and I love that this doesn't smear. I'm able to track everything that I want to. So I have my work schedule here. I have the workouts that I did on these days. Well, I was having some issues because of some medication, so I was really, really nauseous, unable to work out or eat well for several days in a row. But this is where I was putting my workouts and like the big things that were going on. Some birthdays, when I was going to the chiropractor, you know, your appointments, the things that mattered. And then just like little tiny things that happened during the day. And the to-dos that I needed to get done, there's a little extra space, or I could split this section up. And then I had just a little bit of room for deco. And so I don't know. I think this is going to work out just fine. I'll play with it around. I'll play around with it for a few weeks and see like what the best thing for my setup is. Right now I just have the Ollie clip here clipped to the month and the week, just so I can make sure that I look back and see if I have any appointments or anything. I haven't taken out the little, what are these called? Page markers. It doesn't annoy me as much as the Hobonichi one did yet. If it starts bothering me, I'll snip it out too. Don't have a problem with that. I love that you have the accordion pocket in the back. I just have a little post-it here, and it comes with little stickers. And then I added one of those clear pocket thingamabobs from the Target dollar spot that I bought years ago that I'm probably never going to make it through. So I just attached one of those so that I would have another little pocket to slip in. But it's very minimal, and I love it. I love it so much. And I'm able to carry a smaller bag. I mean, the Hobonichi Weeks I don't find to be incredibly big, but I zoomed down, so you're probably not going to be able to see this well. But it is about the same width in a cover, just a little bit wider than a Weeks, I think, and then, you know, this much shorter. So that's all good. It's just cute and fun, and it goes just about anywhere, and I love it so far. we'll see what happens in the next week or so. But I really surprised myself, especially setting up the personal Filofax and then deciding within a day, like here I was happily printing out new inserts and things and setting up my Filofax, and then not ending up with that in the same day. That was just really weird. I will show you for size sake. So this is why the pocket size ring planner I don't think will ever be able to work for me. The pages, even though these are both pocket, the pages are so much smaller for a pocket Filofax or a pocket ring planner. I know that you can increase that and all of that, but this size page will work for me. I kind of wish that this was moved up some so you could have room for Sunday to be completely across, but I understand, you know, people aren't usually working on the weekends. Not me, I have to work on the weekends, but I get why they do that. I don't think it's going to be a huge issue because I'm always going to church on Sunday, so I don't have to write it down, and I don't have appointments those days, like for doctors or dentists or anything. So I think that it'll work out just fine. I've already started thinking ahead. Of course, I've tried out 3 different Chic Sparrow covers in the last few days, just while using this. I was even thinking about getting another pocket Filofax and de-ringing it. And then I asked around on Instagram, and it looks like it's going to work. So I have one on the way, so you'll see that sooner than later. I'm looking forward to like having the back pocket in there, and I love the Malden. It's my favorite feeling cover of all the Filofaxes, so I would really like to kind of combine these 2 ideas. So that's my update. Yeah, sorry ring people and Hobonichi people. I just need to do what I need to do. Doesn't mean that I won't be back in rings in 3 weeks or the Hobonichi or whatever. For right now, this is calming my anxiety, making me feel at peace, and making me enjoy my planner. And that is all I think that really matters. So do what you need to do at whatever point you need to do it, even if that means that you're moving out of your planner every week, every month. Just do what you need to do to take care of your mental health. That would be my advice for the day. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Like I said, I will be back and I will answer each of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye, guys.